Who are we voting for? Meet the candidates. Who Are We Voting For was created so we could understand who the candidates are and what they are about. This is not an endorsement for any candidate. This is for the voter to be more educated about who we're voting for.
Hello, my name is Daeja Baker, and I grew up in the north side of Pittsburgh. I'm one of four children. I have three brothers, so very rowdy household, as you can imagine. My mom was a single mom. She worked a lot. I was raised a lot by my aunt and my grandmother, um, and I have a lot of cousins. My favorite cousin, he actually passed away, but we used to have a really good time. I remember this one time. I always say there's this one time that I saved your life. Never forget it. We were in Florida, and this man really thought he could swim in the deep end, and could not at all. And he had like the biggest eyes and the biggest smile. And I saw his eyes bulging, and I was like, oh my God, he is going to drown. And I had on like jeans and a t shirt and everything, and jumped in the pool and grabbed him and pulled him out of the pool before anybody could react. And it was scary, but it was also very funny. Like, this bold child really thought that he could swim in the deep end, and he could not. But that's the kind of person he was. He was an adventurer, so I miss him a lot. Yeah, I think that for me, I have a lot of compassion and empathy for people who are struggling. I've struggled with mental health issues my whole life, until I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So I know what it's like to not really know what's wrong or not really know what's going on, and need someone to talk to, and I'm not sure who to talk to or what to say. So I think that, I learned throughout the years that just being somebody that somebody can talk to and just being very forward about your experiences helps others. And I think also just having the knowledge of the way that like government funding works is really helpful. Having the knowledge of the way that like assessing and reassessing properties works. Having knowledge of the way that policies are written and enacted is really helpful. And I know that I don't know everything, but I'm learning. And I think that it's really helpful to have somebody who has lived experiences that are similar to a lot of different children who maybe don't have it as easy. And also to educate yourself in a way that prepares you to fight for the different things that children need. And I think that aside from just talking about it, running for office is important because you actually can legally enact the things that you believe in. So I think that I bring those skills with me wherever I go. And yeah. I feel I should run for school board in Shaler because there is no representation of a person of color or a queer person or someone from Millville Borough on the school board. And the school district is over 25% students of color. There are students with disabilities. There are students who might be struggling at home. And we don't really see that representation on the board. It's very white, very middle class. And, I've met students who are adopted. I've met students who are having trouble with housing. I've met students who can't afford to buy their lunches, and we don't really see those students and their experiences represented on the school board. And so I'm running to represent the array of students that I know come through those doors in Shaler area. I think people in Shaler should vote for me because I come from an impoverished background and have worked my way up, not to quite middle class because I'm a single person who works for themselves, but I have been able to use my experiences and also my relationships to get through life, and I believe that those relationships have led me to where I am today. And I will never forget those people who helped me along the way, and I want to be one of those people who helps others along the way. And I think people in Shaler can appreciate someone who wants to work with their children to make sure that they succeed, and that they have a bright future. So I think that I am the person who will be on school board and, not just tell it like it is, but listen to people and their needs in and out of the classroom. And I know that there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I know that the students need a lot of support to get through these times, and that being an adolescent doesn't change. It's a hard time for everybody, and if you vote for me, then you're voting for somebody who is a social worker, somebody who is a political consultant, who's politically educated, and you vote for somebody who is hardworking and who's willing to put that to the test for your children. So I'm Daeja Baker, and you should vote for me for school board, Shaler Area Region 1.